Welcome back. Rampant drug addiction is a major problem facing jail authorities in Punjab. NDTV's Vikram Chaudhary had exclusive access to the Kapurthala jail. He also spoke at length to prison authorities to file this exclusive report.
Inside Kapurthala jail in Punjab, everything looks tranquil, hiding the seething trouble beneath. NDTV is the first channel allowed to film inside the most modern jail in Punjab. Just a few months back, more than 1,500 jail inmates went on the rampage here in an attempted jailbreak. One inmate died and more than 2 dozens were injured in clashes. The root cause, drug addiction. More than 400 inmates were addicted, and since the jail authorities had stopped their supply, what followed was a sort of a mutiny.
ਇੰਨਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਵੀ ਕਹਿਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ 5-5000 ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਰੋਜ਼ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਕਰ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ
ਕਿ ਇੱਕੋ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਸ ਦਿਨ ਸੋਚ
Punjab's Director General Prisons says drug addiction is a big problem.
Drugs were freely available earlier, now they are not. I've been visiting all the prison houses. I went to Fazilka sub jail. There asked the inmates if they had any problem. In Punjabi they said, "Nasha patte da inzam kara do." I did not know how to react.
Jail authorities also say they are not getting enough funds to fight this menace. In addition, unprotected sex has also led to the threat of AIDS. There are more than 18,000 inmates in different jails across Punjab. These jails have become sort of de-addiction center as well. Jail authorities are also trying to help inmates who are showing withdrawal symptoms. The DG Prisons says though they are counseling inmates about the hazards of unprotected sex and AIDS awareness, they cannot distribute condoms for safe sex since homosexuality is not legal in India.
Certain cases they say is consensual, certain cases they say is forcible, but yes, it is there, and I'm sure that we're just sitting on a time bomb. It's just ticking time bomb. And these same persons have to go out and they'll carry out the same AIDS and HIV and all whatnot.
How do you check it? Is giving away condoms, is that a way out?
That should be a way out. Certainly something has to be done. There has to be a national consensus on this matter, whether condoms should be provided to them or not.
And here's the view of an inmate who has been in jail in Canada as well.
They should supply condoms because if someone wants to do it, so it's up to them if they want to do it. So they have the condoms, and they're not spreading the AIDS or whatever. There's a lot of.
It's an open secret that there is man-to-man sex.
Yeah, of course, it's everywhere. In Canada, it's legal, right? In here, it's not legal.
The Punjab government has spent crores on building modern jails, but a day inside the prison only brings home the point that the government also needs to pay attention to drug addiction and the hazards of unprotected sex in prison. Inside Kapurthala jail with camera person Ashwini Mehra, Vikram Chaudhary for NDTV.
Now for some sports news. Indian hockey has had its fair share of low points over the last few years. The men's team not qualifying for the last edition of the Olympics perhaps being the lowest point. With a relatively easy qualifying draw and home advantage, it's a great opportunity this time to turn things around. India takes on Singapore in their first match of the qualifying tournament, and only the winner of the 6-team pool will qualify for the London Games.
No Indian hockey fan can ever forget this day. India failing to qualify for the 2008 Beijing Olympics, the first edition of the Games that did not feature the Indian men's hockey team. Very few members of the current squad were a part of that team. The ones who were know all too well that there's no point in looking back.
जो गलतियां हमने दोहराई थी 4 साल पहले वो गलतियां हम नहीं दोहराएंगे और जिस हिसाब से हमने ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं उस हिसाब से तो मैं आई एम श्योर कि वी विल नॉट रिपीट द सेम मिस्टेक व्हाट वी हैव डन इन द लास्ट ओलंपिक क्वालिफायर.
There's no doubt the competition is easier this time. India will play Italy, Singapore, Poland, Canada and France. The last two names on that list will definitely pose some problems.
They're not coming here just for a holiday. They're all focused on winning as well. So there will be no easy matches. We just have to play our game and do it to the best as we can and analyse what they do to find if they've got any weaknesses. So none of the games will be treated lightly.
From being 8-time gold medalists to now having to qualify for the Olympics, that pretty much narrates the story of Indian hockey. But these men here are trying to not think about that. They've done their bit, which is to do their homework really well so that they do not miss the bus this time around. In New Delhi with Jaideep Bhandarkar, Suprita Das, NDTV. BCCI President N. Srinivasan might have said that no review is required for India's dismal test form, but former skipper Sourav Ganguly doesn't think so. The head of BCCI's technical committee has said that no matter what happens in the ongoing ODI tri-series, India's test issues must be addressed.
The BCCI technical committee met after almost 2.5 years and this time under a new captain, Sourav Ganguly. While restructuring domestic cricket is what dominated the meeting, Ganguly did admit that India's test form was a huge concern.
India will have to address their test issues because it's 8 losses in a row and it's really been hard losses. So they will have to address the issue whatever happens in the one-day series.
India has come back strongly in the one-days, but Dhoni's rotation policy has drawn flack from cricket pundits. However, Dada has backed MSD and the team management.
It's a good thing which has happened because it's a long trip and India has lost 4 test matches in a row in Australia, which could be mentally very draining for the guys who've been there from the 8th of December. So it's already nearly been 2.5 months. So it's good that everybody is getting a chance.
But the thing that should not be left to chance anymore is India's test future, and the changes recommended by the technical committee may help in the long run. With camera person Nagsen in Mumbai, in New Delhi, Rika Roy for NDTV.
With that, we wrap up this bulletin. Stay tuned to NDTV Hindu for more news and updates.